Learning hybrid photography, one day at a time.
Become a smarter photographer every day at discovermirrorless.com.
It's free and phone and tablet friendly.
Hi, Carol here. It's been about 6 weeks since I posted anything to you about my progress with my GH3. Don't think that that means there's no progress, because boy, there's been a lot going on. And that's more the reason that I haven't had a chance to get back to you with an update. And this is a 20,000 foot high update. I'm hoping to do some posts for you on the specifics of the things that I'm going to cover here. So let's talk about some things that I've done. One of the things is I've used Lumix Link to, so far, control the camera. I know it can put the pictures on my camera. I haven't had a moment where I really wanted to do that, so I haven't. But using it like this to start and stop my recordings, to be able to actuate the shutter when I'm working with a client is just awesome. I love it. And I can't wait to get even more into it. So that's one of the things that's kind of new. Next, I wanted to report that I shot an entire wedding with my GH3 and one light, and that was the Manfrotto 84 LED light. I'm not saying it was perfect. I did have some little bits of work to do in post to take care of some slightly uneven lighting on the edges, but for the most part, that little rig worked like unbelievably well. I was so pleased. And the performance of the GH3 in that low light situation amazed me almost as much as the first time I shot the GH2 in low light and went, oh my goodness, how good this is. I think I will do a post that's a little more specific on what ISOs I used and some samples of the pictures and how beautiful they are. Next, we do downhill ski racing. And we've done one race so far this year, and two things came out of that race. The first one is battery life. My friend Will Crockett says, don't go getting all excited, because when you do video, it's different. So please be clear with me that I'm only talking about stills. I did do video. I did that with the GH2, and that's another entire story. But for the stills I took, out in the cold, I got over 1,000 shots on one battery. That is phenomenal battery life, way exceeds anything that Panasonic puts out there in their specs, and I was totally happy with how that worked out. So for stills, I got over 1,000 pictures on one battery, and that's just great. The other one, and this was a really fun surprise for me, was if you saw the post where I talked about the Lumix 45-200, which I thought was going to be the lens I would have to use for sports because I needed a little more reach than the 35-100 would give me. Well, here's the surprise. Before the first race, I got to thinking that I had seen something about digital zoom and some EX teleconv, which I thought meant external teleconverter, which I used to have for my Nikon gear, and it turned my beautiful lenses into dark lenses, and so I pretty much owned them but didn't use them. And digital zoom, you've got to be kidding me. I tried digital zoom a long time ago. The pictures were horrible, and I never tried it since. But then I got to thinking, I never used auto white balance either, and now, although I love custom white balance and it would be my preference, I do on occasion use auto white balance, and it's really good. So maybe digital zoom is really good. I did a little research, and no, I haven't used digital zoom because right there in the book it says that it degrades the quality of the pictures, and that just sort of shut me down. Darn. But then I looked at this EX teleconv thing, and it turns out it's extended teleconverter, and it does not degrade your image quality. Whoa! And it's almost 2x. It depends on the lens you have, and they really don't say what about the lens it depends on, but I know I'm getting a much tighter shot. There are a couple caveats with the extended teleconverter, which is a digital in-camera body feature, One, you gotta be shooting JPEGs. It doesn't work in RAW mode. Two, the JPEGs can only be medium size or smaller, which is a 7-ish megabyte file. For what I do, that's plenty good. And it allowed us to shoot the 35 to 100 lens for our snow ski racing. And that's exciting because it's nice bright glass and it performed beautifully. I am delighted with the picture. So that was a great little surprise. I've got a little more reach on my excellent lens if I'm willing to shoot medium-sized JPEGs. And last but not least, I've been doing a series of what I call a replacement for the professional headshot. It includes stills of the professional, the standard professional headshot. I'm just kidding. And then a couple of shots of the professional at work. And then a personalization shot where the professional is photographed with something that symbolizes or is a part of a hobby or a passion of theirs, like cookbooks or a fishing pole or their dog. And then I add some video, about 30 seconds of them talking about their passion for their profession. I've done quite a few of these, and they turn out really, really well. So it's a great hybrid e-product. But as far as the GH3 is concerned, it did get me to purchase for myself an external microphone, which I'm okay with. I'm not over the moon happy with it, but it is better than the built-in, which is pretty good. So we'll have some audio adventures coming up in future posts, but I just wanted you to know that even now I am shooting this with the external microphone, which happens to be a Rode stereo mic, and the 12 to 35 f2 Lumix lens and the GH3. That's about it for my update. There's a whole lot more, but they're all little details, and I really can't wait to get into some depth on some of the things I just talked about in this post. Until next time, I'm Carol. I'm a professional portrait and action photographer in Southeast Wisconsin. I encourage you to shoot lots, remember the video, and keep dreaming.
Learning hybrid photography one day at a time.
Become a smarter photographer every day at discovermirrorless.com.
It's free and